Hello students, welcome to my class. So in this video, I will be discussing about a mechanism of oxidation reaction with manganese salt. In previous video, we talked about chromium salt. So today we will talk about manganese salt. And with this topic, we will be completing oxidation reactions. So to begin with, what are the different types of manganese salts that we know? We have potassium permanganate, that is nothing but your KMnO4, and we have manganese dioxide, that is MnO2. So we will start with the potassium permanganate. First application of potassium permanganate is the oxidation of alkenes. So what does alkene or double bonded species they yield on oxidation? They give you a diol. So here we have taken a cyclic alkene and we have made it undergo oxidation in the presence of manganese salts, that is dilute KMnO4. So what do we get? We get a diol. Let us understand how this reaction proceeds from its reaction mechanism. So what are you taking first is KMnO4, which is your oxidizing agent, which dissociates to give K plus and MnO4 minus. This is what is important for us. This is that part that carries out the oxidation. So this is important for us. So the first step is the obtaining this part, that is dissociation of KMnO4. This is a structure of MnO4 minus. For your reference, I have written it here. It has three oxygens with double bond and one oxygen with single bond having a negative charge on itself. Now, what is the next step? You are taking your cyclic alkene. You will shift the pi bond onto one carbon. So that carbon gets a negative charge and the other carbon will get a positive charge on itself. Then you're taking your MnO4 minus. Same way here, you will shift the bonds. Shift one bond, one pi bond onto an oxygen, which will get a negative charge, and shift one pi bond away from the oxygen, giving it a positive charge. Then what you'll do? You will form a cyclic intermediate. How? This negatively charged carbon will form a bond with the positively charged oxygen, and positively charged carbon will form a bond with negatively charged oxygen. This is the same type of mechanism that we have discussed in previous steps as well. So what we will do? You will form a cyclic intermediate. After formation of cyclic intermediate, there is a step called as water hydrolysis that you have to perform two times. Okay, same step will be repeated two times. Now, first time you will do water hydrolysis. How to do it? First of all, what you will do here, first you have to shift this bond between oxygen and Mn. You're breaking that bond and shift that bond onto this oxygen. So what is the charge this oxygen will get since the bond got shifted towards itself? What will it get? It will get a negative charge. What will this Mn get? It will get a positive charge. Correct. Now, water hydrolysis, as in making it react with water. How does water dissociate, students? It dissociates to give H plus and OH minus ion. Now, since oxygen has a negative charge, the H plus will go and form a bond with this oxygen, giving you OH. And since Mn has a positive charge, the OH minus part of water will go and form a bond with this Mn, giving you MnOH, and rest everything you can write it as such. Okay. So this was water hydrolysis performed first time. Second, once again, in order to make this part OH, because you need a diol, you have to get this part also as OH. What you'll do, once again you will perform water hydrolysis in the same way as you did previously. Shift this bond on oxygen, then this oxygen will get a negative charge, this Mn will get a positive charge. Then do water hydrolysis. H plus will attach and form a bond over here, and OH minus will form a bond over here. So what do you get? You get a diol. What else is remaining? Mn with two OH and two double bonded oxygen group. So this is the first application. Second application of KMnO4 as an oxidizing agent is in the oxidation of alkynes. What are alkynes? Alkynes are triple bonded species. You have to make them undergo oxidation with two molecules of dilute KMnO4. What do you get? You get two molecules of carboxylic acid. You can see this part separately breaks and gives you one carboxylic acid molecule, and this one more part separately breaks and gives you one more carboxylic acid molecule. Now, how does this reaction proceed? The reaction mechanism. First, you're supposed to take an alkyne and make it react with one molecule of KMnO4. This is same as that of the previous reaction mechanism that we discussed. What does it give? One of the three bonds, it will break and give you a diol. Okay, so I'm not once again explaining this. This is the same thing what happened in the previous reaction mechanism. So you get a diol here after the first step. Second step, what you're doing now, you want to convert this diol to give you two molecules of carboxylic acid. So what you're doing, you're taking KMnO4, it dissociates to give K plus and MnO4 minus. Next, what you'll do, you'll take your diol and make it react with the MnO4 minus. Here one bond shifts onto oxygen, so this oxygen gets a positive charge and negative charge, and this oxygen, that bond that shifts away from this oxygen, so this bond oxygen gets a positive charge. Now here also pi bond you will shift, and then you will just connect this oxygen to this carbon and this oxygen to this carbon and form a cyclic intermediate. Here this arrow is marked wrong. Actually this positively charged oxygen should form a bond over here with this carbon, and this negatively charged oxygen should form a bond with this carbon, correct? And then what you will get, you will get a cyclic intermediate. From this cyclic intermediate, what are you supposed to get? You're supposed to get two molecules of carboxylic acid. So you will see here where and all you're supposed to break the bond so that you can get two molecules of carboxylic acid. If you see carefully here, this one part, this is actually carboxylic acid only if you have one double bond O here. So what you will do, you will shift this bond between carbon and carbon, between carbon and oxygen. Okay, this bond simply shift it here and break the bond over here and here. So you got one molecule of carboxylic acid. Now here one more you want. So what you will do, this bond between Mn and O, you will shift between carbon and oxygen. So you got one more molecule of carboxylic acid. So this is the simple reaction mechanism. Next, what is the third application of KMnO4? It is the oxidation of alcohol. Now you can see here I have taken an alcohol molecule, and then on oxidation with KMnO4, what do alcohols give? On oxidation with any species, it gives you a ketone, correct? So mechanism, step number one is same whenever you're using KMnO4 as an oxidizing agent. This is one common step that you'll see in all reaction. What is that? Dissociation of KMnO4 to give you K plus and MnO4 minus. Next, what you're taking your alcohol molecule. Now you know that whenever there is an alcohol involved, OH group is there, H is there. So what you can do, you can remove H as H plus ion. So first step is the elimination of proton from alcohol molecule. So what charge will oxygen get? Since H goes out as H plus, oxygen will get a negative charge on itself. And what are you making it react with? MnO4 minus. Here also you will shift the bond. This bond will shift onto this oxygen, giving a negative charge. So Mn will get a positive charge. Here there is no need of forming a cyclic intermediate. Okay. So don't shift further. Here Mn will get a positive charge. This oxygen has a negative charge. It will form a bond with this Mn. And this H, which went out as a proton, is still there in the reaction medium, and you have one O with minus charge. Let it go and form a bond with that oxygen. So you will get a OH. Next step, write it, join this oxygen to this Mn and write the structure. Okay. Now, what happens in the next step? This is not required. See, only if it's needed, you can shift it or you can keep it as O minus only. Not necessary. Now, what happens in the next step? There is elimination of water. See here, students, there is H also. There is OH also. This OH, I had written it here. Okay. So, there is elimination of water here. So this H goes out as H plus, and this bond is, that will shift between carbon and oxygen. and this OH will go out as OH minus. So Mn will get a plus charge, but to neutralize that charge, this oxygen and Mn bond, however, it breaks and that bond shifts on to Mn. Okay, so what do you get? R C double bond O R dash, correct, and MnO3. So this is the reaction mechanism. Next reaction is oxidation of aromatic alkyl group. So you can see to an aromatic ring, an alkyl group, a methyl group is attached, correct? So what is this? This molecule where CH3 is attached to the benzene ring. This is called as a toluene. In the presence of an oxidizing agent KMnO4, what do you get? You get benzoic acid. Okay, COH group attached to the benzene ring. So this reaction mechanism, we can study it in two steps. In the first step, what happens? We are getting from this toluene, we will get a benzaldehyde. Okay. Then what you'll do, that benzaldehyde in step number 2, you will convert that benzaldehyde to give you a benzoic acid. Now let us study step number 1. What happens in step number 1? The common step, that is dissociation of KMnO4 to give K plus and MnO4 minus. Then you're taking your toluene. What you'll do here, it is CH3, so I've opened it and written it as CH2H. You will remove one proton here, so you will get CH2 minus. Next, what is there? Here you have MnO4 minus. You will make it react with MnO4 minus. One bond shifts on to oxygen, one bond shifts away from oxygen. So this oxygen will get a positive charge. So then what you will do, you will connect this oxygen to this CH2 because this has a plus charge, this carbon has a negative charge. And this H that goes out as a proton as H plus will come and form bond with this oxygen giving you OH, correct? After that, you get this intermediate. Now, what am I doing? You can do this in this step also. I am removing one OH group. OH group goes out as OH minus. Okay. So, what will Mn get? It will get a positive charge. So, in order to neutralize that positive charge, this O minus that was there, that bond will shift between Mn and O. So, there won't be any charge on Mn. That is this step. In the next step, what you're doing? You're removing, because you want an aldehyde, what you'll do, you will remove this H. It is what was it, CH2, correct? So I've opened it and written it as CH bond H. So one more H you will remove in this step, and this will go with this OH minus that was gone out in the previous step and form water. So it's actually elimination of water, which you can show, these two steps you can show in one only, or you can write it as two different steps. Okay, so there's one more H going out. So what happens to this bond? This bond shifts between carbon and oxygen. Okay, and this bond also breaks between Mn and O, and that bond shifts on Mn because oxygen has already got a double bond here because of shifting of this bond. So this bond will shift away from oxygen. Now since one bond is shifting towards Mn, one more bond will shift away from it, so Mn will not get any charge on itself by the end. And what are you getting? You're getting a Benz aldehyde. Next is step number 2, where you're supposed to convert a benzaldehyde to give a benzoic acid. You've done this previously also. I'm sure you've studied this mechanism in previous reactions also. So what are you doing? You're taking your benzaldehyde. Now shift this pi bond between carbon and oxygen onto oxygen. So oxygen will get a negative charge. Carbon will get a positive charge. Now take one more molecule of MnO4 minus that you have. One bond shifts towards oxygen, one bond shifts away from oxygen. So this oxygen will get a negative charge and this oxygen will get a positive charge, correct? After that, you will, this carbon has a positive charge on itself. So it will form a bond with this oxygen having a negative charge, correct? So join this carbon to this oxygen and write the structure of the intermediate that you get. Next here you have O minus, and there is this reaction is done in the presence of dilute KMnO4, correct? So there is plenty of H plus and OH minus in the reaction medium. So this O minus will not remain as O minus, it will become OH because there is H plus in the reaction medium. In the next step, what happens? You are supposed to get carboxylic acid. So you're supposed to have C double bond or OH. So what you'll do, you will eliminate this proton, remove that H as H plus and shift this bond between carbon and oxygen. So you'll get C double bond or OH, correct? And this goes out as H plus, okay? And then here what you will do, this bond between oxygen and Mn breaks and this bond shifts towards Mn, one bond shifts away from Mn. So there is no charge on Mn and this H will come and form bond with one of the oxygen with negative charge. So what you will get here, HMnO3 and your carboxylic acid group that you wanted. Next application is the oxidation of a nitro compound. So what is a nitro compound? It has a group NO2 functional group attached to it. So here we are taking a nitro compound made to react with dilute KMnO4. Here remember also you have to do this reaction in an alkaline medium in the presence of OH minus ion. So what do you get? You get an aldehyde. Nitro compound on oxidation, they will in the presence of KMnO4 in alkaline medium will yield you an aldehyde. Let us understand the reaction mechanism. How does the reaction proceed? Okay, here you have CH2, so there is elimination of proton and this bond shifts between carbon and nitrogen as a double bond, correct? And you have OH minus alkaline medium, no? So you have OH minus in the reaction medium. It will form a bond with this hydrogen to eliminate water, correct? Now we have CH double bond N O minus O minus, correct? Now this pi bond shifts towards nitrogen because nitrogen is more electronegative than carbon. So this double bond shifts towards nitrogen here. So what is the charge on nitrogen now? It actually has a minus charge and this carbon has a plus charge, correct? And you're making it react with your MnO4 minus. Now I have not shown dissociation of KMnO4. You can write that step, that is understood. Next, what happens? You're taking MnO4 minus, shift one bond on oxygen, one bond away from oxygen. So one oxygen will get minus charge, one oxygen will get a plus charge, correct? So this oxygen with minus charge will form a bond with this carbon. Oxygen with plus charge will form a bond with this nitrogen. This nitrogen has a negative charge because this pi bond has shifted. This positive charge was there because oxygen is more electronegative. So it tries to pull electrons from nitrogen here, both these oxygen. So that positive charge had come, a small positive charge comes on nitrogen. But here in this step, because of the shifting of pi bond, nitrogen gets a negative charge. Okay. And then there's a cyclic intermediate formation here, as you can see. Now what are you supposed to get? You want to get an aldehyde. So see here what you can do, how you can break this intermediate so that you can get an aldehyde. All you want is this a double bond between this carbon and oxygen, correct? That time you will get RC double bond O bond H, which is an aldehyde. So how will you get that? You will shift this bond between carbon and nitrogen here, between carbon and oxygen. So you will get RC double bond O bond H, which is an aldehyde. Correct. So this bond will break here, correct. And then this bond electrons will shift towards nitrogen. So you will get NO2 separate. Your NO2 group is obtained and what else is left? Since this bond shifts towards oxygen, this bond will shift away from oxygen on Mn. So you will get your MnO3. Actually, this bond shifts here between this Mn and this oxygen as double bond O. Okay. So you will get MnO3. Correct. And NO2 is obtained. So this is the reaction mechanism of oxidation with a nitro. So that is all with KMnO4. Next we are studying about second type of manganese salts, that is MnO2. This is a mild oxidant compared to KMnO4. This is a mild oxidant. Next, what are the applications of MnO2? First is oxidation of allylic and benzylic compound. So which is the allylic carbon here? Carbon present next to the carbon-carbon double bond. next neighboring carbon to the double bond is called as an allylic carbon. So this carbon undergoing oxidation is called as this is called as an allylic carbon, correct? Such an oxidation is called as oxidation of allylic or any benzylic compound. Okay, so here what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to do oxidation of a carbon present neighboring to the carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, in the presence of MnO2. What do you get? You're taking an alcoholic molecule and on oxidation you will get an aldehyde. How is the reaction mechanism? Let us study. So since it is an alcohol, what is the first step? There is elimination of proton. This H goes out as H plus ion. So this oxygen gets a negative charge and or we'll make it react with MnO2. MnO2 structure is like this, Mn with two oxygens having double bond on itself. Then shift this bond on oxygen. So this oxygen will get a negative charge. What charge will Mn get? It will get a positive charge. Now there is a positive charge on Mn and there is a negative charge on oxygen. So attach this part to this oxygen. Okay. And there is a negative charge on O. So this proton that has gone out will go and form a bond over here. So what do you get? CH3, CH double bond, CH, CH, H. That is nothing but your CH2. I have opened it and written O, that is here there's a bond formation, that is this oxygen, and then there's a bond formation with Mn, O, double bond O and OH, correct? Now you want to get an aldehyde. So see how you can get an aldehyde. You can see here this bond that there's elimination of one more proton. You have CH2, correct? So you can remove this proton. This goes out as H plus and this bond shifts between this carbon and this oxygen to give you what? CH double bond O. Okay, C double bond O bond H, which is an aldehyde. So since one bond shifts towards this oxygen, one bond will shift away from it. So this bond will shift between this bond between manganese and oxygen will shift on Mn, correct? And since one bond is shifting towards Mn, one bond is shifting away from Mn. So there is no charge on Mn and this proton that got eliminated will go and form a bond with this oxygen because it has a negative charge. So what is a byproduct that you're getting? MnOH, OH plus the aldehyde molecule that you have got. The next application Our next application is the conversion of amine to give you an imine. So you can see here, this is the amine that I've taken. Imine is nothing but the ring will have a nitrogen only. Okay, so amine has given you an imine here in the presence of MnO2. The reaction mechanism is very simple. First step here is elimination of protons. So this nitrogen will get a negative charge on itself. Then you're making it react with what? MnO2. Okay, so this oxygen will have a negative shift this pi bond onto this oxygen. This oxygen will get a negative charge. This Mn will have a plus charge. Correct. Now nitrogen is having a negative charge. This Mn has a plus charge. So join this nitrogen to this Mn. So what are you getting? And yeah, here this has a negative charge, correct? This oxygen has a negative charge and H plus has come out as a proton that will come and form bond over here. So what you have? Nitrogen, Mn, double bond O, OH, correct? Now here this carbon has two hydrogens attached to it, correct? Because it has 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 bonds are there. Although it is not shown here, it is understood, students, that there are two hydrogens, correct? So now you want a double bond over here, correct? So what you will do, you will eliminate this as a proton. This goes out as H plus ion and this bond between this carbon and this hydrogen shifts between this carbon and this nitrogen. So there is a new bond formation between this carbon and this nitrogen as a double bond, correct? So since there is one extra bond that is forming for nitrogen here, this old existing bond that is there, that will break between nitrogen and Mn, and that will the bond electrons will shift on Mn. Since one bond is shifting towards Mn, one more bond will shift away from Mn. So there won't be any charge on Mn and we will get an O minus here, correct? And this H plus which got eliminated will come and form a bond with this OH to give you MnOH twice, correct? And what is left here? This imine molecule. So we have converted an amine to give an imine. The next application is the conversion of tertiary amine to carbonyl compound. So here you can see this is a tertiary amine wherein the nitrogen is attached to three different groups, CH3, CH, that is two methyl groups and one ring. Okay, so here this is a tertiary amine group. In the presence of MnO2, what is it converted into? A ketonic compound, a carbonyl group, C double bond O, correct? So it is a cyclohexanone or a ketone. Okay, so how does this reaction mechanism proceed? Now you know that there is a hydrogen here, correct? Because this carbon here has how many bonds? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Fourth one is with that one hydrogen which is not shown here, but it is there. So that proton is eliminated and this bond shifts onto this carbon, that is carbon number 1, as a minus charge, correct? And then what you have? You have your MnO2. One bond shifts towards oxygen, one bond shifts away from oxygen. So this oxygen gets a plus charge, this oxygen gets a minus charge, correct? Now this oxygen with minus charge will form a bond with this proton that came out in the reaction medium to give you OH, and this oxygen with a plus charge will form a bond with this carbon having negative charge. So you get a structure like this. Now you want a cyclohexanone. So you want double bond O here. So what happens? This bond between carbon and nitrogen will bond electrons will shift towards nitrogen because nitrogen is more electronegative, correct? So since one bond is shifting away, one more new bond is formed between carbon and oxygen. So there's no charge on this carbon because valency is still 4, because one bond breaks but a new bond formation takes place between this bond between oxygen and Mn shifts between carbon and O as a double bond O. Okay, and here this H goes out once again as H plus ion and will come and form a bond with this nitrogen because it has a negative charge. Okay, that will form a bond with that nitrogen, and what is left? We have MnO, and Mn will have a plus charge because Mn can have up to 4 bonds. Here it has only one oxygen, so it will have a plus charge on itself. So our last reaction in under MnO2 oxidation is conversion aromatization, that is formation. What is aromatization, students? Formation of aromatic ring is nothing but aromatization. So one example is the conversion of cyclohexadiene to give you benzene, which is an aromatic compound. Okay, so cyclohexadiene, that is a cyclic ring having 6 hexa as in 6 carbon atom, diene as in 2 double bonds, diene. Okay, that is converted to give you a benzene, which is an aromatic compound. So let us understand the reaction mechanism. Now you here you know this carbon has 2 H bonds here. This carbon also has 2 H bonds here. 2 hydrogen bonds are there here. Although we are not showing, it's understood. So I've written only one. I've shown here one each, one hydrogen bond each is shown over here. We are making it react with MnO2. This bond, pi bond, shifts onto oxygen. So oxygen gets negative charge. Mn gets a positive charge. Over here, there is elimination of a proton. So this carbon gets a negative charge. Since this Mn has a positive charge, it will come and form a bond with this carbon, giving you Mn. And this proton that went out will come and form a bond with this oxygen. So you have Mn, OH, double bond O. Correct. Now what happens in this step? Here two hydrogens. In this only one, in this step I've shown only one hydrogen. There's one more. It is understood. So one more proton gets eliminated from here, and this bond between this carbon and hydrogen shifts between these two carbon atoms. Since this carbon, carbon number 1, 2. Since carbon number 2 has a new bond formation over here, that old bond that was there between carbon and Mn breaks and the electrons of that bond shifts on to Mn. Since one bond shifts on to Mn, one bond shifts away from Mn onto oxygen as a negative charge, and since this H has gone out, it will come and form a bond with this oxygen, giving you MnOH twice. And what is it? A cyclic structure, that is a benzene plus MnOH twice. So with this, we have completed our oxidation reactions topic completely. This was the last topic under this topic. So in our next videos, we will be discussing about reduction, halogenation, etc. So till then, you keep practicing all these reactions thoroughly, and all the best, students. Take care. Bye.